when it comes to moving to DTC, direct to consumer, there's a lot more nuance, right? There's a product education, there's DIY, et cetera, involved in power tools. What features or what capabilities were the top of mind for the brand when you were looking at your building out that digital experience?
Yeah, and you're right. And if we think about particularly what we use the tool for the Automower, we do offer a DIY solution. So, and more customers are going that route. But as we're looking for the direct to consumer, there were a lot of things that we had to learn. And one is our learning about selling direct to consumer, fraud. We didn't expect to be dealing with fraud, which is huge. And it was very big for that we experienced at the beginning. But then it's the education of a lot of the products. We're trying to sell it, but at the same time, some of our products can be fairly complex, and they may have different attributes. You may buy a chainsaw, a blower, etc., and what bar length do you need, or do you think you need? What size? What is the complexity of the lawn, and what do you want to do with that product? And same with the Automower. There are many variations on the Automower that we have that will either meet your needs, or you're going to buy something that simply isn't going to work, and then of course we have to deal with the return and the less than satisfied customer. And the customers are fairly vocal on social media, so we see that and we take that feedback as well. So as part of that goes back into our feedback for how then we would create the Zoovu tool and incorporating that in, so we can avoid any poor customer experience or returns. But these are all the things that we've been learning, being new in the direct to consumer, because like I said, we are traditionally B2B, and it's really putting that focus on the customer experience, because the customer experience with B2B customer is very different, and consumers are not very forgiving, and we have to be very cautious of that.
What were the kind of key factors that you considered that led you to invest in Zoovu's conversational SaaS platform as part of this digital transformation?
Yeah, well, Automowers can be kind of complex. They run there are many variations, and they're also not a low cost, what's considered a low cost item. The low end is $1,200, and then it goes up to $4,500. We knew we needed something to explain how the Automower works, for one reason, because a lot of people have questions about, well, can you steal it? What if will it impact my pets negatively? All of these things that now you have this robot that's running around your lawn in your back garden or your front garden, and there's questions that surround that. But the bigger part is each one of these models has very different facets and features. So whether you have an incline, a decline, whether you have a fairly complex lawn, so you might have a complex lawn that has lots of trees, you might have shrubbery in the middle of it or on the side, so it needs to, the complexity of the Automower needs to match what you're going to buy. Mm-hmm. And the grass type, and what length do you want the grass to be. So there's all these factors. So we have had customers that have bought Automowers and then said, well, this doesn't work with my grass type, and I want to cut it at a very low length. Well, the lower end models don't go that low. They go to about, I think, a 1/4 inch. So we want to make sure they get the right one, because we don't want those returns. We don't want dissatisfied customers, and we want to make sure that, as we're trying to promote this Automower within this US market, we want to make sure we have plenty of satisfied customers. So the Zoovu tool for us has really been to help them order the right Automower, and we're just using it for Automowers now. This will go across other products as well, so that they do get the right product in their hand, and that they are satisfied, and that they do come back for additional products, accessories, parts, whatever the case may be.
What are the results you've seen so far, thanks to taking this digital assistant approach to, helping them find the right Automower and helping to, start educating the customer?
Yeah, well, we've seen a lot of people use it. Our volumes are still quite low. We So the final purchase, a lot of people I think have seen the curiosity, and then you can look at some of the exit pages. Like many manufacturers, customers come there and they have the tools to review products. Now that doesn't mean they always buy on our site, because like you and I, we use manufacturer sites to do our research, and then we go to Amazon, right? And so that's fine. We sell on Amazon as well. We sell on eBay. We sell in multiple marketplaces. So I don't necessarily look at it to say it is good if I can see that they use the tool and purchased online, but that isn't necessarily the case. If I see the exit URL is after Amazon, I'm pretty happy with that as well, because then I know that at least we're able to determine what they needed, and it will still improve their ability to then, whether they buy it in another marketplace, they might buy it at Lowe's. They have that ability to at least use these tools, and we don't have those on some of those other sites, which is kind of what we would like to do. I would like to put this on Facebook as well.
It's an interesting approach where your focus really is on helping the customer and educating them, helping them find the right product, and then your strategy seems to be around, at that point, you're giving them flexibility on to where to buy it, right? So you're looking at that metric kind of more across the company and the impact that it has on your business and your revenues, as opposed to just saying, this specific channel is kind of key, is kind of key and kind of most important.
Yeah, I mean, it is important to think about that. Even though I am responsible for the direct-to-consumer channel, we realize, I mean, as a company, Lowe's is huge for us. So we want to make sure that they have the ability to buy it. And again, it comes back to what I said. We need to be everywhere our customers want us to be, and that was push for direct to consumer. Now they may want to go to a dealer because they would have that relationship with the dealer, and then if they have to service it, they can go to the dealer and there's someone that they would know. Or they would just they buy everything from Lowe's. People buy a lot of things from Lowe's, and particularly with COVID-19, a lot of us are at home and we're doing other things as well. So we go to Lowe's, or whether that's at Amazon, which is obviously a huge place, a huge marketplace. So I do have to think about that when I'm using a tool like the Zoovu Automower Selector tool, that I give them the ability to buy at other places. And in the tool we do, if we don't, because I don't sell the full range of products on the direct consumer side. So if we don't sell it, we have a link in there that then sends them off to whether they can want to buy it at a dealer, at Lowe's, etc.
Yeah, so really a truly customer-first strategy. That's really cool that you've managed to kind of maintain that balance, right, between direct consumer, but also supporting all the third-party vendor relationships and things like that you already have in place, and making sure that they're taken care of as well. Have you done any optimizations on your assistant since it first went live?
We have done some small optimizations. We asked, it was actually the very first question, was about, tell us, do you use a lawnmower? Do you use lawn service, etc.? And the one option we didn't put in there is that said, I have nothing. So people were dropping off. And we didn't think to add that simple one that said they had nothing. I think the assumption was, and that's what is good about this tool, is it's so easy to augment and change and look at the direction and what are the trends and say, okay, so we quickly added one that said, I have nothing.